Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chisha.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Jonathan Majors found guilty of assault in the third degree and guilty of harassment in case against former girlfriend. This is one of those stories that, I mean, obviously people are surprised by the turn of events in this case. But this is one of those stories that's even more surprising, I think, to a lot of people. A lot of people who thought he might have been guilty began to change their opinion as more evidence was released. Now, I've been reporting on this for a long time now, and I'm curious to find out why. There's only one person who can help us out right now, just because this is breaking news. It's new. I haven't done any personal research. Let's talk to our AI assistant, Miss Coffee, and find out what she has to say. Because I am really shocked to hear why the jury chose to go this direction. Seriously. And I know the people, you're gonna get those people. Why are you shocked? She's a white woman. Right? Drink the coffee, Chisha.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
That's not the conversation I want to have right now. I'm sure in the comments, when I read the comments, we're gonna get a lot of that. But Miss Coffee, why was Jonathan Majors found guilty?
Jonathan Majors was found guilty in his domestic trial for assaulting Grace Jabari. The jury convicted him on 2 charges, harassment and misdemeanor assault. However, he was found not guilty on 2 other counts that required prosecutors to show that he had acted with intent. Specifically, he was acquitted of assault in the third degree with intent to cause physical injury, and another count where intent was a key element of the charge. The mixed verdict suggests that the jury believed that Jonathan Majors recklessly assaulted Grace Jabari but did not find sufficient evidence to prove he had acted with intent in the more serious charges, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's important to note that the jury's decision was based on the evidence presented during the trial, and they determined the verdict based on their interpretation of that evidence and the applicable laws.
Wow. Guys, it is vital that we understand what just happened here. I'm surprised she has up-to-date information on this. But thank you, Miss Coffee, for that information. Guys, it's vital that we understand what just happened here. Listen, she said specifically he was acquitted of assault in the third degree with intent to cause physical injury. And so I'm no lawyer, but what I have been saying since the very start of this whole situation is we are all practitioners of this thing we call life. We all have relationships. And I stressed over and over again how when you get into those petty arguments with some ex who is crazy, who maybe will chase you when you guys have just gotten into a fight, like we saw him getting chased on camera, which we all thought like, wow, that's all the proof he needs. If you're messing with that type of a chick, things are getting physical. You may not be trying to hurt that person, but you're fighting over phones. She's asking you to leave your premises, and maybe you're saying no, and now she's pushing you out. And guys, the phone thing isn't far-fetched. That is what started this whole situation, right? It was a situation with the phone, whatever, and she argued that she broke her finger. But what the jury, it seems, are saying here is they don't think he intended to harm her, but he acted recklessly. It says here, the mixed verdict suggests that the jury believed that Jonathan Majors recklessly assaulted Grace Jabari. If this isn't another warning to men who are out here getting involved with situations with women, or with women who can cause you, the both of you guys, to entertain a hostile relationship that can lead to some type of physical altercation, then I don't know what else can be more obvious than this. Because again, it sounds like what they're saying is between the scuffles and the fighting over the phone and whatever they had going on, she got hurt. But he did not intend to hurt her. Let me make sure and ask Miss Coffee. Miss Coffee, does this mean they believe he acted recklessly, as in it was a result of an argument that got unintentionally physical?
Yes, it appears that the jury in Jonathan Majors' trial believed that he acted recklessly rather than with intent in the assault case. Specifically, he was found guilty of 2 misdemeanor counts of harassment and assault but was acquitted on 2 other counts, including the most serious charge of assault in the third degree with intent to cause physical injury, 1, 2. This suggests that the jury may have concluded that the altercation between Jonathan Majors and his former girlfriend, Grace Jabari, was the result of a heated argument that escalated into physical contact.
There we go.
But they did not find sufficient evidence to prove that he had intentionally intended to cause physical harm.
Wow.
It's important to note that the jury's decision is based on the evidence presented during the trial, and they determined the verdict based on their interpretation of that evidence and the applicable laws.
Gentlemen, fellas, hear me and hear me good. This paragraph that says, this suggests that the jury may have concluded that the altercation between Jonathan Majors and his former girlfriend, Grace Jabari, was the result of a heated argument that escalated into physical contact, but they couldn't find the proof that he was trying to intentionally harm her. This should show you that in the case where it doesn't matter what you're doing, fighting over a phone, anything can happen, and you are the physically superior gender. I know we live in a time where we like to pretend like that doesn't exist, but the reality is exactly what you're witnessing in this situation. What if Majors would have broken his finger, or he was the fragile one? Then maybe things might have ended up differently, because they're saying they don't think he intentionally wanted to do this, but he still bears the responsibility, because in these type of situations where there's like DV, someone has to be held responsible. This, of course, looks horrible for Jonathan Majors' image, because no one's going to go do this type of research. People are just going to read the headlines. But you can learn from this as a man. You can learn from exactly this to make sure you're out here not allowing yourself to lose your frame. Do not, I repeat, do not allow a woman to take you off center. You as a man should be in control of yourself. It's very important. And making sure that you stay away from a woman who gets you there, whether she's white or black or whatever, will help too. I've said this too many times, but I'll say it again. Jonathan Majors should be, taking accountability, and I'm sure he probably is, for dealing with this woman at such a climactic moment in his career. And now he's been forced to do exactly that. Yeah. Unfortunate, man. Unfortunate. Let's get some of these comments with the people have. Say first comment here says, black men need to understand these women are protected by the system. They're not like black women. Okay. Another person here says, another black man ruined by the sweet vanilla. And so we know a lot of people are going to throw these comments underneath this post, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. They have a point, but this does not also mean that you should only date one specific race, black women, and only stick with them, because they would never do this. They can do this too. They're capable of doing this as well. Another comment here says, they even had video of homie running from her and chasing him. Goes on to say, how the F is he guilty? Not gonna lie, I'm all for interracial love, but black men of certain status do not have any business getting with young chicks outside their race. It's becoming abundantly clear that it's a lose-lose scenario for these men, and they need to learn, once you're looked at as a black king, go ahead and find you a black queen respectfully. And I think Jonathan Majors might be in that frame of mind right now. And that's a good thing if that's what he wants. I'm just against the whole telling people who they should date. Another comment here says, isn't there a clip of him de-escalating the situation and running from her? They'll do anything to a black man in this country, for real. Them whites stuck together, I think she meant to say, to sunk him. This female commenter says. She's another comment that says, this type of behavior isn't exclusive to one race. Leave these emotional and stable women of all races alone. Yeah, I'd rather you take this approach, if I'm going to be honest with you, to assume that, a black woman will never do this to me, so go ahead and entertain heated arguments that could turn to physical altercation. I don't think I want that for any race of a woman or a man. This should be a lesson to not get involved in these type of altercations at all. Pull out your phone, record, or leave the premises, because you will not be looked at as equal to that woman when you're in that courtroom. Here's another comment from another woman that says, harassment Man, that man ran for his life. Another woman here added, nah, man, we seen the video. He was trying to get away from that delusional white woman. And somebody else here added, you black men go and learn the cost of being with a white woman. Somebody else here says, the system will always side with white women. Y'all should know this by now. There you guys go. Listen, as always, I'm curious to know, what do you think? Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you as always for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pod. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.